Alright, quick review of the Asvine V200 and also checking on the compatibility of the nib units. Specs are up, written down there, you can see. The only difference between the two pins in weight is actually in the nib unit. And you can see why, when I open them up, is the Bock nib unit. The nib itself actually is a lot bigger than Asvine. So, as you can see, the Bock actually is more size appropriate compared to the Asvine nib. However, the Asvine nib is more, as far as I can when I did it real quick without anything ink in there, it feels smoother than the Bock. And one of the reasons could be also because it's more, the times might be longer, so it actually might transmit the. That's probably the reason why. It has a dinner time compared to the Asvine, so it could possibly just vibrate more, creating more feedback compared to the Asvine nib. But let's swap them and see if they're cross compatible. Okay, so this is the Bock one. Okay, right here. Here's the Asvine one. Okay, and Asvine to what was in the Bock one. Fits just fine, and the Bock one into the Asvine one. You can swap Bock and Asvine units as long as you have the O-rings for them, because I assume the machining is probably not precise enough where it can prevent leaking. So there's O-ring right here and O-ring right here to prevent leakage during usage. And on top of it, there was something else I wanted to say about it is the pen that came with the Bock nib unit actually seems to have been machined better. It could be just a later production, but the threads are much smoother on the one that's. I can't feel any sharp edges on the Bock one, whereas the Asvine one, maybe it's early production, it actually feels just like my P36, and it feels very sharp, and also just like it's a different machining that it did between the two pens. But also here's something that actually happened quite a bit even on mine, is this O-ring right here that I use right near the collar here. It's not a tight fit. So what happens is a lot of times when you take it in and take it out, this will pop into where the nib is. So you gotta be careful, all right, when you handle this and screwing into the. You see right here, it's actually not doing a great job of being in there. It's just not a very good O-ring to use for that part. But let's check out, compare this to a VAC 700 uncapped. Let's see. Okay, right there. VAC 700 and the Asvine actually are pretty close in size in terms like lengthwise, but the one with the Bock just is a little longer than it, just because of the nib difference right there between the Asvine and the. Okay, and this, what is it? The vacuum on it is really nice and like loud. I know you can't hear it, but I'll open it up, and the section is removable, and it's acrylic on acrylic, so there won't be any issues of acrylic being worn off by being against a acrylic on metal, which is what you get from the cap and the section. There could be some there might be some friction that's around there, and also right here, the inner piston or the shutoff valve has plastic inside, and I have seen just the acrylic that's on the inside here that comes off on the metal threads. But you can listen to how loud this is. Okay, I'll do a quick ink up. Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to use a Sagal. I'm going to ink up the Asvine since it's a more pleasant writing as far as I can tell. And we'll see how well it sag out, and how much it fills up to as well. Let's put the other 2 pins to the side. Okay. Ooh, I'm not sure if I can get a good fill. I do not have that much of sag out in there. Let's get it all the way in. Alright, we got about maybe a third of a fill to a quarter of a fill. Probably a little, well, about half, that's about half. And as you can see, it's actually got much bigger capacity, I think, than compared to the when I measure with just water. And let's see how it writes. Yeah, very smooth. Let me, did I dry this? Let me dry out the feed too, so it's not saturated. Pleasant, medium nib. Not much feedback. Probably pretty smooth. This is a texture paper, so you can hear more. But yeah, great little pen. And I think I'll analyze this later. But yeah,